And beginning with the latest coming in from Assam, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has arrived in Dibrugarh ahead of the inauguration of the Bogibeel Bridge. Built as India's longest railroad bridge, the 5-kilometer structure spans the waters of the mighty Brahmaputra River. Bogibeel Bridge will connect Assam's Dibrugarh and the Dhamaji districts bordering the Arunachal Pradesh as well. It will cut the travel time between the 2 points by 4 hours and help avoid a 170-kilometer detour. With its proximity to the China border, the bridge also has tremendous significance for India's defense and has been built strong enough to support the movement of tanks and even fighter jet landings. This is an important development that's taking shape. Remember, a lot of media highlight and coverage over this longest railroad bridge inauguration. In fact, Abhishek Kapoor, our executive editor, is joining us on the phone line to discuss more how important strategically and otherwise this is. This is going to be, in fact, an estimated cost of 5,900 crores that have been spent and is serviceable period of over 120 years. And as I said, this is going to drastically reduce the travel time for the people as well. Abhishek, Prime Minister in Dibrugarh, any minute now, inauguration going to take place. How important is this strategically for India?
This is absolutely important and significant, Aditya. The only tragedy is that it was almost 16 years in the making. 2002 was the time when it was the foundation stone was laid by the then India government, by Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee at that time. And ideally, it should have been done in 3, 5, 7 years. It's been 16 years now. It's being inaugurated under this government, again, an NDA government. And during the 2004 to 2014 period, only about 50% work was done, and the rest of the work in the period before that and after that. So that's some commentary on the manner in which the infrastructure projects take shape, and not just infrastructure projects. In this case, it's even a strategic asset. I would hope that all lessons are taken so far as executing these kind of projects is concerned. Prime Minister Modi perhaps took personal interest in pushing through it, and so the other half of the project has got completed in the last 4.5 years, and we are seeing the inauguration today. It's strategically important in terms of movement of militaries, and there is a possibility of launching aircrafts also. And it brings Arunachal Pradesh, the border state of India, that much closer in terms of road distance by about 5 hours, and in terms of rail distance as much as 20 hours. So that's the significant part of it. And as I said, there would be some political jockeying involved perhaps. But what is important is that the project has been completed and brings Arunachal Pradesh closer to rest of India.
Right. Well, Abhishek, we are getting live visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in fact, reaching Dibrugarh in Assam. That's the convoy of the Prime Minister. We can see the Governor of Assam and the Chief Minister of Assam almost getting ready to receive the Prime Minister out there, even as we stay with these live visuals coming to us across from the inauguration ceremony out there. Any moment now, the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, is going to disembark. And what a tribute this is to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on his birth anniversary, and the Deputy Home Minister of India, Kiran Rijiju, also saying that this is a Christmas gift to the people out there in the Northeast. This is interesting. 16-year-long wait ends for Assam, and the Bogibeel on Brahmaputra is finally a reality. These are live visuals coming on your screens right now. The important dignitaries welcoming the Prime Minister out there. You can see the Chief Minister, Sarbanan Sonowal, and the Governor of Assam, as well as other important dignitaries, ministers, and police officials out there. This is the inauguration ceremony of the Bogibeel Bridge that is taking place. The Prime Minister out there reviewing the entire map as to how beneficial this would be, not just for Assam, but people in Arunachal as well. Abhishek continues to be, in fact, live with us, getting us the latest, how important this is. 16 years long wait. Certainly the political might of the Congress could not really complete this, or did not want to complete this, Abhishek. But strategically, we have been speaking how important this would be. It's not just people of Assam and Arunachal who would be. In fact, we will be, in fact, getting you back. But this is the latest that we are picking up on the live broadcast.
और ये जो है एक ब्रह्मपुत्र नदी के उसी तट को जो है पश्चिमी तट से जोड़ेगा, यानी डिब्रूगढ़ को धीमाजी डिस्ट्रिक्ट से जोड़ेगा ये। और अब ये जो है ब्रिज इसको अरुणाचल के साथ में कनेक्टिविटी के लिए बहुत बड़ा।
Right, Abhishek, we can see that Prime Minister is reviewing the model of the bridge. We know that this bridge has been an engineering model where international best practices have been followed, particularly in the welding work during construction. European codes and standards were followed, and this has happened for the first time for any bridge in India. How significant is the fact that international best practices have been followed this time around, fully welded bridge for the first time in India?
बिल्कुल नैन्सी, देखिए ये जो ब्रिज है ये इंजीनियरिंग का एक नया तोहफा इसे कहा जा सकता है, जिसमें कि इस पुल के निर्माण में जो तकनीक है वो यूरोपियन तकनीक का इस्तेमाल किया गया है। IIT और रुड़की से मदद ली गई है। इस पुल के निर्माण में तकरीबन 80,000 टन स्टील प्लेट्स का इस्तेमाल किया गया। ये देश का पहला पूर्णतः वेल्डेड पुल है, वेल्डेड ब्रिज है। इसमें यूरोपियन मानकों का पालन हुआ है। हिंदुस्तान कंस्ट्रक्शन कॉरपोरेशन के द्वारा ये पूरा काम किया गया है, और इसके में जो सबसे बड़ी बात है कि इसके ऊपर से जो है।
Right, Abhishek. So there we can see Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviewing the models of the project. Like Abhishek was also telling us, this bridge has been an engineering marvel of sorts, because you would know that out of the 12 months, Brahmaputra River is in spate for 7 months, and for 5 months only the working season was there from November to March. So a lot of work had to be done in those 5 months alone, and besides that, international best practices have been followed, and cement has been used to an extent that can fill really 41 Olympic swimming pools, because 30 lakh bags of cement were used in the construction of this India's first fully welded rail-cum-road bridge. Our guest Shekhar Iyer is joining us in the studio. Shekhar, what do you make of the fact that after 16 years, the wait of people is coming to an end? Commencement of work started in 2002 by Atal Bihari Vajpayee's government, and now after 16 years in the government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, we are seeing the bridge being dedicated to the people of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh particularly.
Well, as you pointed out, that foundation stone was laid by the then Prime Minister Dibrugarh in '97.
But the work commencement started
and only started during the Vajpayee's time. And today it is being inaugurated, and today happens to be the birth anniversary of Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. This only shows a project like this, which is so crucial, has taken such a long time. Of course, it was an engineering challenge. But at the same time, we have seen things moving up very fast in the last 5 years. And this particular project is not just about connecting 2 districts or reducing the travel time between Delhi and Dibrugarh by 3 hours. This is a very important project in terms of India's defense and strategic interests, because this is very close to the border with China. And as you mentioned, this bridge is so strong that you can transport tanks, and it can be even used for jet fighter landings, as we have seen the Taj Expressway. So this is a very important bridge, not just about improving connectivity, but also in terms of our strategic and defense interests. And also, Northeast in particular has seen a lot of connectivity projects. Only it was last year we saw one of the longest bridge was inaugurated on the Brahmaputra River.
The Dhola Sadia Bridge has been inaugurated,
which was named after Bhupen Hazarika. Now this is the second bridge which connects the north and south. 2 districts are connected. It's a very important development for the people of Assam, because Northeast has always suffered for want of better connectivity and consequently of development. But with Sonowal government in Assam and Modi government in Delhi, we have seen number of infrastructure projects have started moving. Some have been completed, some are nearing completion. And one must point out here that some of these big projects have been directly monitored by the Prime Minister. We have seen Prime Minister himself taking meetings every month through an exercise called Pragati to know what is the progress in these projects, so that the cost is cut down, time is saved, and things can happen faster. Because Prime Minister has often been saying, latkana nahi hai, jhatkana nahi hai, kaam khatam karna hai. I think this is a good example today how an important project is completed, and it's going to be thrown open to traffic.
How important is the fact that there is a long-term vision that we see in the construction and implementation of this project? Like you said, this falls in seismic zone 5 and can withstand tremors to the tune of 7 or more on the Richter scale. You know, besides that, also the kind of construction material that has been used, the amount of steel that has been used, high strength steel has been used in construction, and 30 lakh cement bags have been used. And then we know that the girders have really gone down to the seabed, and this is a huge length of nearly 5 kilometers that we are seeing. How important is to have a long-term vision for the construction of this project, and is this a living example of that?
Well, you see, the very fact that this bridge has a longevity of more than 120 years, number one. Number two, you mentioned the tons of steel that have been used. You know, some people have compared it that out of this kind of steel that has gone in, you can build almost 12 Eiffel Towers. I mean, in terms of imagination that has gone into.
Twice the size of Mount Everest, it's been said.
and also, you know, the engineering marvel, because it has a lot of local technology as well as the best of technology that is available in the world that has been used. This bridge is like anything that you can say that connects Denmark and Sweden. So in terms of international quality, I think this bridge is considered to be one of the best. And second thing is, see, when a project, and we in fact, I saw earlier Doordarshan report showing how people actually, you know, cross the river.
Right, Shekhar, we are seeing Prime Minister Narendra Modi getting a photograph clicked with the team that worked on the construction and implementation of the project. How significant is this, you know, Prime Minister making it a point to congratulate the people, to tap them really on the back, so to say, you know, on the completion of such a major project?
Yeah, this is his way of giving that personal touch.
In fact, these are live visuals coming in from Dibrugarh in Assam. In fact, the Prime Minister is out there. There's a group photograph happening officially before the inauguration actually take place. Mr. Hussain, News Live editor, is in fact joining us live to put into perspective what an important historic day this is, not just for Assam, but for Arunachal as well. Mr. Hussain.
Yes, in fact, it's very, very significant in the sense that apart from communication bottlenecks that Arunachal, Assam and Nagaland have, apart from that, there are also strategic issues involved, because this road can directly lead into the Sino-Indian border, because earlier from Guwahati it would have taken about 16 to 18 hours to reach the borders, but we have an army base at Dinjan, which is close to the bridge where the Prime Minister is currently present. So from there, it will be about just 5-6 kilometers. So it is just like cutting 10 to 12 hours time. And this is strategic also because we have Myanmar on the other side, we have China on the other side. So apart from the inter-regional road communication linkages, we have the strategic point as well, considering that the Chinese border is also very close to the Bogeybill Bridge.
Right, Mr. Zarir Hussain continues to be, in fact, live with, as of now. Abhishek is also joining us for more. Mr. Hussain, what I want to also ask you, apart from a historic day for Assam and Arunachal, this is strategically important as well. You spoke about how the distance and travel time to the borders will reduce drastically. But this entire bridge can also, in fact, withstand the movement of tanks and even fighter jet landing. So a very significant step. And as you said, China is an important neighbor, and certainly Beijing would be closely watching these developments as well.
Absolutely. Beijing is very, very, they're monitoring the developments here, that India is building up infrastructure. We had one more bridge earlier, few months back, the Dhola Hodia Bridge. Even that, is also strategic. So, two strategic bridges that have come up in the last 6 to 8 months is indeed very significant. As you rightly said, this can, this bridge can withstand tanks and has the ability to for jets to land. So this is quite significant. So
Right.
strategically, this is important, and also interregional, this is important as well because it cuts down on travel time and would help the especially people from Arunachal to assimilate with the mainstream, because they always feel alienated because of this travel time, because of this poor infrastructure, because
Absolutely.
coming to Dibrugarh for health and other things, they take about 16 to 18 hours. Now they can reach that place in about 3 to 4 hours time. There has been rail links also connected from Dibrugarh to Itanagar. So all these factors combined together, this is not just strategically important, but also assimilating the people from Arunachal into the mainstream. So that is significant as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zarir Hussain, for putting into perspective this important development. Editor News Live, in fact, joining us. Thank you. In fact, Abhishek also continues to join us live, even as we beam these live visuals of Prime Minister being given a guided tour of the Bogibeel Bridge, the longest railroad bridge, the second longest in Asia. Strategically important, Abhishek. And you were telling us it took a 16-year wait for the people of Assam and Arunachal to finally see this reality and dawn really taking shape. How important is this? This comes at a time when, parts of Northeast are celebrating the Christmas festival. It's a gift from the Prime Minister, and also comes on the birth anniversary of the former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Well, that's a more significant part of this dedication ceremony, Aditya. It is the birth anniversary of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. The BJP traditionally marks it as Good Governance Day, something which Prime Minister started as Chief Minister of Gujarat in his state. And he's continued that to national level now, where every state government led by the BJP marks it as Good Governance Day, apart from, of course, the Modi government at center. So you are seeing this inauguration and dedication to mark Good Governance Day as well. And in a way, it's a sad commentary, Aditya, that projects of such strategic importance take 16 years to be made. And while China, our neighbor on the east, does these kind of projects in a jiffy, and in fact, they have developed mastery of suspension bridges to a level where China is making them for Europe, for America, not just within China. And here we have a simple bridge that has been built, a railroad bridge. Its strategic importance notwithstanding has taken 16 years to be done. So I hope there would be important takeaways for not just the strategic community, but for the engineering and project execution community of the nation to how to complete these projects in time, apart from the fact of political will also. There would be some takeaways for the engineering community in terms of building these kind of bridges. But hopefully, if the lessons are on the side of completing these kind of projects in time, that would be an important takeaway. Prime Minister there, waving to all those who are present there and taking a ride right through the bridge, about 5 kilometers, connecting Assam to Arunachal Pradesh. In fact, from where this bridge ends on the northern shore of Brahmaputra, Aditya, Itanagar is just 15 kilometers. So essentially, this is coming together of Arunachal and Assam, and greater integration of Arunachal with the rest of the nation, because it reduces travel time from Assam to Arunachal Pradesh if you travel by road by as much as 5 to 7 hours, and if you travel by railways as much as 20 hours. That's a significant development for the connectivity of Northeast and its strategic integration with the rest of the country. And that is why perhaps Prime Minister has traveled all the way to Dibrugarh to be part of this dedication ceremony. And as I said, apart from the strategic significance, there is a political significance also. The bridge was, the foundation stone for the bridge was laid by Prime Minister Vajpayee in the first NDA government in 2002, and it is being completed by the present NDA government led by Narendra Modi, who sees himself as a student of Vajpayee in politics, and has always projected Vajpayee as the development man, calling his birth anniversary today as Good Governance Day since 2014. In fact, even before Prime Minister Vajpayee passed away. So that's the kind of commitment and dedication to former Prime Minister Vajpayee that gets reflected in Prime Minister's engagements, and some of which we are seeing now when Prime Minister is taking such keen interest to understand the intricacies of the technology involved that saw the bridge through, and the overall project execution that would have taken place. Prime Minister, in fact, waving to a train which actually would be passing under the bridge and interacting with those passengers who, for the first time, would be traveling using this railroad bridge and traveling to Arunachal Pradesh. Actually, this bridge ends in the Assamese part only, Aditya, but as I said, Inaugurates is barely 15 kilometers from where this bridge ends. So for the people of Assam, for the people of that region, specifically Dibrugarh and Dhemaji districts, and on the northern side with the districts bordering Assam from Arunachal Pradesh, this is going to be a boon in terms of connectivity, in terms of business trade-offs, in terms of greater integration. So this is a very significant lifeline that has been thrown open today in Assam and for Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. Apart from that, as you have been mentioning, the strategic significance of it, faster movement of our forces, even a possibility of landing military aircraft, because certain portion of this road part of the bridge is straight enough for a small fighter plane to land in case of an emergency. Overall, at 5,500 crore rupees, with of course a lot of cost escalations because of the time that it has taken to be done, it still remains a very important milestone for not just cultural integration of the Northeast, but strategic integration of the Northeast with the rest of the country, Aditya.
Absolutely. Abhishek Kapoor, our executive editor, giving us a running commentary on the important historic development in Dibrugarh, Assam. In fact, just to fill in our viewers, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is taking a guided tour of this historic railroad bridge. In fact, we've been told that more than 50,000 people have in fact gathered at a public event in Dhemaji, where Prime Minister would be addressing as well. That's on the other side of this bridge. And the train that you are witnessing on your screens right now, Prime Minister in fact waving at the passengers, is in fact the Tinsukia-Nahar Lagoon Intercity Express, linking the Nahar Lagoon in Arunachal Pradesh to Tinsukia in Assam. So Prime Minister is going to inaugurate and flag off that rail as well. So because this is not just a bridge, it's going to be a railroad bridge as well. Very important and strategic, asset for India. And you can see Prime Minister smiling out there, waving at the passengers of the Tinsukia-Nahar Lagoon Intercity Express, linking Nahar Lagoon in Arunachal Pradesh to Tinsukia in Assam. As we mentioned, in Dhemaji, there are more than 50,000 people who have already gathered out there to listen to the Prime Minister. These are live visuals on your screen right now. Importantly, talking about how significant this is. 16 long years is how much the people of Assam had to wait for this connectivity finally to happen. And this is very close to the border areas as well, and would benefit our forces and cut short the travel time towards the borders as well. So very significant development taking place, and Abhishek continues to join us, giving us important details. We can see a lot of people, a sea of people, in fact, on both sides of this bridge, waving at the Prime Minister, welcoming him with open arms. And perhaps at the end of this guided tour on the bridge, the Prime Minister is likely to address a public event as well in Dhemaji. Abhishek?
Well, yes, Aditya, because given the significance of inauguration of this project and BJP marking Good Governance Day, it's going to be an important speech, not just for Assam or Arunachal or Northeast, but for the rest of the country, because this is, as I said, on Good Governance Day, this is the only public address Prime Minister is making today. So obviously he would be addressing the nation on his governance philosophy and what difference was there in the present government and the earlier ones, which made completion of this project possible. Possibly you would get to hear something about Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee's governance model also. Prime Minister was earlier in the day, he had joined the nation in paying tributes to former Prime Minister and Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee at his memorial here in Delhi. And then he has flown down to Dibrugarh to inaugurate this bridge. The strategic significance of it. I mean, look at this. Look at the manner in which Prime Minister is, thoroughly getting involved with the whole process. The pictures speak for themselves. The pictures speak for the kind of happiness that is there in the Prime Minister for having seen through the completion of this project. The manner in which he is engaging with the crowds. He has gotten down from his vehicle and gone past the SPG cordon actually to wave at the crowds that are there below the bridge along the banks of Brahmaputra. So he is fully soaking in and making sure that everyone in the crowd knows that he's there and he has delivered. And obviously, given the fact that very soon we would be heading into an election cycle, a very important, crucial election cycle for the Prime Minister, he has to underscore the delivery of governance, a symbol of which obviously is, or one of the symbols of which is this bridge that is being dedicated today. Now, this is a massive crowd that has gathered, if you look at it below the bridge, and they all seem to be enjoying the attention they are getting from the Prime Minister. They're fully involved and they're waving back at him. And it seems that they have come here to enjoy for themselves and see for themselves the engineering marvel that this bridge is in many ways, carrying both rail and road traffic on it. So the pictures essentially, Aditya, are about Prime Minister's happiness at the bridge having been completed and his involvement with the crowds. There is a connect of Narendra Modi with the masses, which never fades away, or at least not showing any sign of fading away. As we have seen, the crowd very far, not very close to the Prime Minister. He is on top of the bridge. And yet, since he realized that they are there, they are waving at him, he got down to reciprocate. And now we see Prime Minister actually taking a long walk, it seems, on his own. He has left a security cordon behind. He has left his vehicle behind. He is walking down the bridge, just soaking in. So, it seems that it has had some personal touch, the manner in which Prime Minister is actually going about it. It seems that he would have, I can imagine, led overseeing of the building of the bridge himself from the Prime Minister's office, given the strategic significance. And that is getting reflected perhaps in the very emotional, or shall I say, emotional connect that the Prime Minister is feeling with this project and the manner in which he is going about it after inaugurating, Aditya.
Well, yes, Abhishek continues to join us, and the Prime Minister, in fact, taking a guided tour of that entire bridge. In fact, students and patients who have to cross the river on boat to come to Dibrugarh, which houses the famed Dibrugarh University and Assam Medical College, besides a dozen of other such centers, will be benefited after this inauguration today. In fact, just to fill the viewers in with what really is the historical context out there, the Bogibeel Bridge was part of the Assam Accord and sanctioned in 97-98. And is now likely to play a very important and crucial role in the defense movement along the India-China border in Arunachal Pradesh as well. There you see visuals of the Prime Minister, in fact, boarding his vehicle yet again. Multiple times he has, in fact, got off his vehicle, trying to, in fact, wave across to the sea of people who have gathered here, waving at him to catch one glimpse of Prime Minister Modi over that bridge. Well, the entire distance of this bridge is around 4.94 kilometers, even though this entire foundation stone was laid by former Prime Minister S.D. Dibrugarh on January 22nd, 1997. It was only, in fact, Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, whose government, in fact, began the construction in the year 2002. Subsequent Congress governments, in fact, perhaps could not finish, or there was a considerable delay in the construction, but Prime Minister Modi ensured that the construction should and will happen. And finally, it has seen the light of the day today. The 4.9-kilometer long bridge, constructed at the estimated cost of much more than 5,000 crores, has in fact been delivered to the people. As I said, this would be in fact beneficial to the people out there. And it has a serviceable period of 120 years as well. Abhishek has been putting us through the exact figures and how historically and strategically this would be important. Again, Prime Minister is in fact continuing with his journey over the bridge. Abhishek, take us through how significant this is. 16 years is a very long time, perhaps gives a sorry state of affairs of the Congress government who could not finish this. But Prime Minister Modi closely monitored this and finally ensured that this will happen, and this has happened.
Well, yes, Aditya. In fact, I hope that all lessons that need to be taken are taken from this one project itself, so that other projects do not suffer these kind of delays. But and in many ways, it's an engineering marvel because, as you mentioned, about 120 years life of this bridge, which is a very good life for an infrastructure project. And this has, for the first time, perhaps used integrated steel and cement or steel and concrete spans and girders for this bridge that has been built at a cost of about 5,500 crore rupees. And that is why Prime Minister, we see, traveling through the bridge and crossing it, part of which he walked, and now crossing it on his vehicle along with the SPG and Assam Chief Minister Sarbanan Sonowal. The fact that this was part of Assam Accord clearly shows the importance that it has going beyond, just beyond connectivity, because if it was part of Assam Accord, it clearly underscores the social and political significance of the project. And yet, if from 97 onwards it takes a good 2 decades, that is sad commentary. And that's why I say we hope that all lessons that need to be taken so far as project execution is concerned are done in advance. Now, here at least I can say that all the expertise that Narendra Modi gathered as Chief Minister of Gujarat in terms of project execution have come to play here, because I'm told that the Prime Minister's office was closely monitoring the completion of this project, as also the Alia Bridge, similarly in Assam, which was inaugurated, the Sada Daulia Bridge, about 6-7 months back. That also was of equally strategic importance or military importance, if I could say, as this bridge is. So what we are seeing is essentially when Prime Minister says that Northeast or any in the Northeast stands for new engine of growth for India, he actually intends to deliver on it, and that is what we are seeing in the pictures today. So apart from a Christmas gift, it is also a good governance gift, if you believe the BJP, because they have been marking December 25th, the birth anniversary now of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, as a good governance day. It was something which was started by Narendra Modi as Chief Minister of Gujarat, where he, in his own constituency, in fact, inaugurated a week-long festival, and in the Kakaria Carnival, there was a kids train which was called Atal Express. So a lot of inspiration Prime Minister would draw from his predecessor of the BJP as NDA 1 Prime Minister. And that is why perhaps he chose December 25th to inaugurate this Bogeybill Bridge as well. And he seems to be thoroughly enjoying it, soaking in, and really, going into the detail of the project. And it seems Narendra Modi is really happy Prime Minister today, Aditya. given the pictures and the manner in which he's waving, the crowds are behind him now, and yet he seems to be fully happily involved in his journey that we are seeing as of now, crossing the 4.94 kilometer long bridge which connects northern parts of Assam to Arunachal Pradesh, though it lands just before Arunachal boundary, but from where it lands, Itanagar is just about 15 kilometers. So the state of MOS home Kiran Rijiju comes that much closer. And for military importance, China perhaps would be closely watching. We have seen even otherwise a lot of impetus having been given by the present NDA government for infrastructure in the northeast, military infrastructure along the Himalayas, and now we are seeing Prime Minister inaugurating this project today on Good Governance Day, as it is marked by his government in Delhi and across the country.
Well, yes, very important, significant visuals coming in. A lot of, excitement in the Prime Minister as well. He's holding that Assamese gamcha, so as to say, and waving at the crowds. Very, very happy, excited. The warmth is clearly visible on his face as well. He doesn't want to miss the opportunity of greeting and welcoming and, in fact, cheering the people as well. Just to give you a glimpse, this is a 4.94 kilometer long railroad bridge being inaugurated by the Prime Minister, the second largest in Asia. The road distance from Dibrugarh to Itanagar will be reduced by 150 kilometers, and the railway travel distance between these 2 points will shorten by 705 kilometers, while this bridge will provide an alternate and shorter route from Dibrugarh through north bank of Brahmaputra to Delhi and Kolkata via Rangia. So this is certainly very important. While the construction really took 16 long years, bureaucratic and political hurdles really, but the sanctioning of the structure and its design was also considering the defense requirement, which played a very important and crucial role. Historic day. We will be continuing live focus on this, even as Prime Minister is on that bridge, going to Dhemaji on the other side. We'll be addressing a public event as well. Heading into a short break, and live reportage from Assam continues on the other side.